national anthem, school song. You want a recessional as
If
well?
you guys want to stay for that, if not, we can do it without. It's pretty hot, so if you want to sneak out the side door. I don't have any seats set up for you at the front because
Well,
the sixes.
they can sit at the very back, but is the headmaster expecting a recessional?
We don't normally at ours, but
Okay,
it's up
well,
to
let's
you.
not then.
I just
These
say,
boys
they
can go
just
back
get up
to
and walk
class.
out. Yeah, and they do that. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, boys, for moving up very quickly. It's very warm in here this afternoon, men. So we're going to keep our noise down now and be nice and silent and calm. To get underway is a very important day. Mrs. Castledon, if you want to open that door, you're welcome to open that one beside as well. Boys, this is going to be nice and hot this afternoon, and it is going to go for the lesson. So you need to make sure that you're sitting nice and still in a comfortable position. Ready to start. I think we've got all our sixes in the right place. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Could you please stand for the processional of our senior leadership team and our junior school leaders? Hands by sides. Shh. Good afternoon, parents, staff and students and guests. Welcome to our first Junior School Assembly for 2019. Today is a special day. Not only is it our first assembly and the first one our preps have been to, it's also the day that we introduce and induct our junior school leaders. We welcome our headmaster, Mr. Morrison, the deputy headmaster, Mr. Dawson, and the head of junior school, Mr. Gates, along with Mr. McLaughlin, our business manager. Could everybody please stay standing for the national anthem, followed by the school song.
Please be seated. Good afternoon, Headmaster, Mr Morrison, Deputy Headmaster, Mr Dyson, colleagues, parents and families of the junior school, and good afternoon, boys. Thank you, boys. What a wonderful start of the year we've had. The positivity and engagement of our boys from day one has been outstanding. Much of this owing to the efforts of our amazing team of junior school teachers who worked tirelessly to prepare so the boys could hit the ground running on that first day, and they certainly did. We were very fortunate to have the following junior school staff joining us in 2019. Could I please ask that these staff briefly stand when I call your name? Prep teacher, Miss Cundy. Year 1 teacher, Mrs Kellen. Year 2 teacher, Mrs Patterson. Year 3 teacher, Mrs Crowther. Year 5 teacher, Mr Knight. Year 6 teacher, Mr Eggersdorf. Year 2 teacher aide, Mrs Lindsay. And Mrs Evett and Mrs Webb will be joining us as of tomorrow, as well in the teacher aide roles. Could you please join me in welcoming our new staff? To our new boys and families, it is our pleasure to welcome you into the Ipswich Grammar School community. We've had 74 new boys, as of this morning, join us in the junior school this year, including our 39 preps, the most preps the school has ever had, who are doing a brilliant job at their first school assembly right here in front of me. Could I please ask that our new boys in years 1 to 6 that have joined us in 2019 stand in their place? I might just keep the preps sitting where they are. They can sit down, but we'll ask our year 1 to 6 boys stand. Could you please join me in welcoming all our new boys to Ipswich Grammar in 2019? Thank you, boys. Take a seat, please. You're most welcome. Today we acknowledge our junior school leaders, those elected to positions, in addition to the whole Year 6 cohort, who are called upon to be wonderful role models and ambassadors for our junior school. They need look no further for guidance or inspiration than Class 156, our current white shirts, who over the past 2 weeks have already been highly active throughout the school, from walking our preps to class, shooting hoops with Year 5s, and cheering on boys at GPS events. Their visibility and breadth of interactions are appreciated and are part of what makes our school special. To Luca, Dhruv, elected leaders, and all our Year 6 boys, the role of a leader is defined in many ways. However, it's not as much about the words that describe it, or even the words that you say, as the real influence of a leader comes through their actions. My advice to you is simple: be a positive influence. Yes, you'll make mistakes, we all do. Learn from them. Each day, I want you to ask yourself this one question. Thank you, Mr. Peace. Did I make someone else's day better? It doesn't matter how big or small, a simple act of kindness, offer of support, a vote of thanks, or an interaction with a younger student. If each day you can confidently say that you've made someone's day better, you know your impact as a leader is certainly positive. All the very best. Thank you.
It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the elected leaders for 2019. These boys will receive their badges from the headmaster and Mr. Gates, who I'd like to invite out to the centre of the stage. Our Lawrence House Captain, Samuel Slatter. Kerr House Captain, Maxwell Perryboom. Hawthorn House Captain, Thomas Savage. Cameron House Captain, Dean Pratt. Our junior school sports and activities captain, Jack Perrott. Our junior school music and performing arts captain, Jacob Lorenz. The junior school vice captain, Dhruv Sharma. Along with receiving his badge and his certificate, the junior school captain will receive the mace from the headmaster, Luka Tripkovic. I can ask the headmaster and Mr. Gates to stand alongside the boys if you'd like to take a photo. And if we could once again congratulate all our elected leaders. Luca will now come and lead the Year 6 leaders in their Pledge of Leadership. Year 6, could you please stand in your place?
I, Luka Tripkovic. As a junior school leader, will perform the duties ahead of me with great respect. I will endeavour to be honest and trustworthy at all times. I will always display good school spirit. Act responsibly towards others. And be a good role model for fellow students. In doing so, I hope to bring honour to the school motto. To do my best in all things. That every action is honourable. Thereby bringing credit to my school. My family. And most importantly, myself. I call upon all Ipswich Grammar School students of 2019 to support my role as a leader. So that we may all achieve labore et honor.
Thank you, Luca, in Year 6. Year 6, you may sit. Leaders, would you like to come back to your seats? Back in 2013, Henry Dixon was one of our outstanding Year 6 leaders. He greeted everyone with a smile, he had super ideas, and he epitomised the idea spirit. So it was wonderful to hear that although not surprising at all, that Henry had been awarded another leadership position. This year, Henry is our 2019 IGS Vice Captain. Could you all please help welcome Henry to the stage?
Good morning, staff, distinguished guests, and students. My name is Henry Dixon, and I'm the 2019 School Vice Captain. Yes, I am in Year 12, not Year 8, contrary to popular opinion. Before I get started on what I'd like to say to you boys, I'd like to sincerely thank Mr. Gates and Ms. Thompson for giving me the opportunity to speak on such a special occasion. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all Year 6 students, whether a leader or not. This may sound strange, however, I'm congratulating you boys in advance, meaning I'm congratulating you on the efforts and success I'm sure you will demonstrate as leaders of the junior school over the course of this year. You may be thinking, how would this Year 12 student know what it feels like to be in our shoes? Why is he entitled to compare himself to us? Well, I've been at Ipswich Grammar School since prep, and funnily enough, as Ms. Thompson said, I was junior school vice captain. and I'm honoured to be the first school leader that has pretty much done the full journey. For me, that's been 12 years at this school now. That's a long time. That's what you may think, and that's certainly what I thought when I was in your shoes. And this sounds really cliche, but time goes so fast. I can vividly remember at least one experience from every single grade in the junior school like it was yesterday, including one which will stick with me forever. Using my fingers to count, in year 4 to count how many years I had left at this place. Back then, I couldn't wait to get out, play video games all night, drink soft drinks whenever I wanted. 8 years seemed an eternity in my mind, but now it's only 1 year. What I'm trying to get at is don't count away your years here at the school, because if you live by that ideology, it'll be over before you realize what an amazing place this school really is. Now, as I've pretty much reached the end of my journey at IGS, I look back fondly on my junior school experience and all the great opportunities I was given. Before you boys know it, you'll be in a white shirt ready to leave. Maybe even one of you will be giving the exact same speech I am here today. But what I'm here to talk about this morning is what a leader is. What attributes does a leader embody, and what does it take to be called a successful leader? While it is true that anybody can be a leader, to be a good leader is a different story. However, I'm not going to talk to you about your responsibilities because, quite frankly, you've heard it a million times before. It's probably instilled in your mind so much I needn't mention it. Instead, I would like to celebrate you individually, but most importantly, collectively, and how you've already demonstrated effective leadership skills this year. You may be thinking, this person doesn't know anything about us and what we do. And while it is true that you guys know each other a lot better than I do, I was recently given the perfect opportunity to examine what your cohort stands for and what it's about. This event was the Interhouse Swimming Carnival on Friday. What a perfect opportunity it is for anyone to examine our leadership skills, but most importantly, how you lead by example. You boys were quite literally, excuse my pun, chucked in the deep end, and I respected every one of you that had a go. That jumped in, some of you not to win, but just to get that participation point. Collectively, you guys killed it and didn't shy away from the challenge. However, I'd particularly like to acknowledge your junior school captain, Luca. I didn't see what place you came in any of your races, nor does that matter. However, every single race you were in the water with your arms around your buddies, encouraging and motivating them. What a perfect example of how to be an effective leader. And that is the point I've tried to portray this morning. If you look after each other, effectively interact with the younger students, and lead by example, you will do a fantastic job this year. Keep doing what you're doing, if that makes any sense. I look forward to watching you in action over the course of the year and wish you the very best luck, not just for this year, but for the many years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Henry. And you might find it funny to know that Mrs. Castledine and Miss Thompson had to use our fingers the other day to work out when you were in grade 5 and 6. So never goes away, that skill. I'd like to invite the headmaster and Mr. Gates back to the centre of the stage. Grade 6 gentlemen, you're going to get ready to come up on stage. So if I could ask 6C please to stand and split. We're going to present each of our Year 6 gentlemen with a badge to signify their leadership within the junior school. Mrs. Castledine, Mr. Eggersdorf and Mr. Clamoso, our grade 6 class teachers, will introduce each of the boys. They will then stand on the steps for you here and you can have a photo at the end. If I could please ask you to hold your applause till the very end, we'll acknowledge the whole group.
I'd like to welcome Jack Adcock, Nathaniel Bailey. Carter Brampton, Samuel Challenger. Bradley Elwell, Nathaniel Fritz. Pedro Green, Aidan Hannigan. Callum Hood, Hamish Krosneski. Nate McPhillips, Bryce Norrie. Ben Orth, Rashi Ratnayaka. Xavier Tucker, Lewis Tarani. Thomas Vivian, Tyson Walker. Ladies and gentlemen, 6C.
It is my pleasure to announce the students of 6E. Daniel Araba, Harry Black. Jackson Daddock, William Fanchel. James Gorman, Corey Iconi. James. Hugo Kellen, Caleb Marshke. Willow McEwen, William Mackenzie. Julian Moore, Alexander Periboom. William Phillips, Thomas Savage. Sohan Sharma, Samuel Slatter. Jacob Stenzel, Christian Sinardi. VJ Wade, Maximus Wilds. Can we please congratulate the gentlemen of 6E?
It is my pleasure to welcome to the stage the gentlemen of 6K. Arav Badange, Brian Brown, Jalen Brown, Lachlan Everts, Alec Fraser, Ari Ganek, Marcus Island, William Jenkins, Finn Kendall, Maximilian Meyer, Tate Nash, Maxwell Periboom, Sam Pitty, Dean Pratt, Christo Prince, Deshane Ratnyaka, Edwards Roberts, Luka Tripkovic, Caleb West, I present the gentlemen of 6K.
I'll also introduce you once again to Dhruv Sharma, Jacob Lorenz and Jack Perot. Thank you. Jack, do you want to come down the side, actually? Now, before we go on to our next bit, so if you want to take a photo, prep gentlemen, the next bit's going to be really loud. So if you don't like loud noise, I need you to take your hands and put them on your ears like this. Because Luca and Jack are going to head down the front. Okay, and if they do it properly, you should see your ears wiggling. So Luca and Jack are now going to lead our grade 6s in the hail. Over to you, boys. Thank you, Year 6 gentlemen. Could you please move back to your seats one row at a time? So after you, thanks Jack, and under the direction of Mrs. Castledine. And while they're moving off, so at the start of the year we have lots of new faces in our school, and Mr. Gates had some of our new students stand up before. So some of the faces belong to new students, some of them belong to new staff members. But I know down in the prep area particularly that they've been introduced to a couple of new faces. I think Mr. Peace has gone to find him. There he is. Have a look on the screen, preps. This new face belongs to Oscar organisation, and Oscar and his friends are part of the You Can Do It gang, and they are helping us to learn how to be the best person that we can be. So as part of their first official duty, I'm going to ask Luca and Dhruv to assist Mr. Gates in presenting this week's merit certificates. So Luca's going to go down the bottom of the stairs and help direct the traffic. And Dhruv's going to help with the certificates. So this is where you need to sit up nice and tall, and you are doing such an excellent job this afternoon. So let me see how fast you can show me the fast 5. Beautiful. What a bunch of superstars you are. Parents and guests and students, if I can ask you to hold your applause till the very end, we'll acknowledge the whole group for merit certificates. Okay. Listening up for your name. In prep, Philip Hall, if you can come up the stairs where Miss Thompson is, for trying his hardest to write neatly. Well done. That's okay, come up the middle. Arjun Sharma, doing a fantastic job at remembering the jolly phonics actions. Great job. Reginald Newsham, being a fantastic role model, who is always nice to his new friends. Still in prep, Dear Patel, completing all his handwriting homework to a very high standard. He's already showing fantastic persistence. In 1F, Ethan Lauren are now starting his first year at IGS seamlessly and trying his best in every lesson. Pranav Prasad, always trying his best and listening carefully at all times. Jack Steffens. Sorry, Jack. Jack's receiving his award for his friendly, helpful nature and enthusiastic approach to tasks. Casey Bourne in 2G, congratulations on a fabulous start at IGS. Come all the way down to Mrs. Castledine, Casey. In 2G, Jimmy Williams, congratulations on your wonderful start to your schooling at IGS. And in 2P, Detroit Louis, embracing new challenges with positivity and always trying his best. He can also run really fast. He showed me that on the sports dome. Matthew Cameron, going out of his way to help his classmates. Moving on to 3C, Christopher Talbot, working productively on his narrative. James Aquino, expressive narrative writing, also one of our grade 3s. Edison Greaves, excellent work with 3 and 4-digit addition. Over to our grade 4s, Patrick Moore, smoothly transitioning into IGS and modelling the attributes of an IGS gentleman. Nicholas Vivian, transitioning into IGS smoothly and being actively engaged in all class activities. Charlie Bryce in 4M, making an excellent start to life at IGS. It's like you've been here for ages, Charlie. Another Charlie in 4M, Charlie Jensen, working very hard on his 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication. Great to hear. Up to our grade 5s, Hudson Battersby, helping and supporting new students at IGS whenever they needed it. Also in 5F, James Peebles, settling in well at IGS. Keep up the great work, James. Benjamin McLaughlin in 5K, making an excellent transition to IGS by actively looking at ways to improve his work in class. All in 2 weeks, well done. Ewan Graham, making an excellent transition to IGS by looking at ways to become involved in our co-curricular program. Oh, you are superstars, Prep. Look at that fast 5 you're showing me. Fantastic. Over to our wonderful leaders, Jack Adcock, impressive vocabulary in your daily writing. Hamish Krashenevsky, enthusiasm when chanting and in his many contributions in class. William Mackenzie, effortlessly integrating into Ipswich Grammar School and modelling positive choices as a new student. Tate Naish, consistent application of effort during academic endeavours. And Lachlan Everts, a studious and enthusiastic start to 2019 and IGS. Well done. Could we please congratulate all of our merit recipients this week? Thank you, boys. Can you head back to your seats, please? Thank you, Ms. Starmer. That brings us to an end of our first Junior School Assembly and the very special one that it was. So boys listening very, very, very quietly, thank you. I'm going to ask you to all stand in silence while our leadership team leaves the stage. Thank you, sir. That was beautiful. Hands are by your sides. Thank you, Henry. Thank you, parents, if you'd like to dash out the door. And guests. Boys, you're standing very still. Eyes on Miss Thompson. Boys, that's excellent. Could you please sit down in silence for me as well? Not a sound. That was beautiful. Now that you've done that for our first assembly, I know you can do that for every assembly from now on. It's really important that when we stand in silence to show respect for the recessional, the processional, for any visitors that we have. So exceptional work, boys. Well done. We are actually a few minutes ahead of schedule, which is fantastic, so we don't have to race out of here, which is fabulous, and you'll all want to get out of here. So this is what I'm going to ask you to do. If you are staying for pick-up zone, boys, put your hand up if that is you. If you are going to pick-up zone, fabulous. You're not going to move. You're going to stay exactly where you are. Okay, you don't need to have a chat. Thank you. So I'm going to direct you one class at a time, but if you are staying here for pick-up zone, stay right where you are in your seat. If you are going to Wood End Road for a bus, stay where you are. So Miss Starmer and Miss Cundy, if you'd like to take the prep boys, stand up. If you are not going to pick up zone, you're going back to the classroom and you listen to your teachers. Well done, guys. It's all over. Mrs. Eade, when you're ready, you can take the threes. Mrs. Greaves and Mrs. Patterson, when you're ready, out the back door.